mynews.studio.
A city's air gets noticeably cleaner, asthma rates drop, and jobs increase, all coming from local climate action that surprisingly doesn't break the bank. So, what's actually behind these quick improvements?
Today is 2025-12-18. Let's jump in with the big change here. The George Washington University Climate and Health Institute released their Flip the Script report this month, and it's challenging a lot of what people think. Why do you think so many still believe climate action is always expensive or takes forever to pay off?
That's really at the core of the issue. There's a lot of skepticism. People worry about the costs, or they assume any benefits are too far in the future to matter now. But this new report actually examines 22 case studies, mostly from the US, but some international too, and finds something different. Local climate actions can bring what they call free, local, immediate, and persuasive benefits, the FLIP framework. So, it's about quick, tangible improvements, not just distant goals.
When you mention quick results, how fast are we talking here? Are these changes happening in a few months, or does it still take years?
In some cities, air quality improved by 20 to 50% within just a few months. For example, tree planting provided instant shade and started filtering air almost immediately. Hospital admissions for respiratory issues dropped, and new green jobs, like installing solar panels or retrofitting buildings, got underway as soon as projects started.
So these are real, tracked outcomes. The report's authors didn't just make broad claims. They gathered specific data, drops in air pollution, health records, job statistics. Were there any particular examples that really stood out?
Definitely. One example, a city ran a bus electrification pilot using grants instead of city money. That cut local emissions dramatically, and there was no upfront cost to taxpayers. Another, expanding tree canopies in urban neighborhoods cooled streets and reduced heat-related emergency visits. Air filtration in schools quickly lowered asthma cases. And by connecting solar job training to these efforts, more people got involved and supported the work.
What helped these cities succeed where others have struggled? A lot of places face challenges getting funding or convincing people to back climate projects.
The report points out several hurdles, cost worries, political disagreements, and what they call action fatigue. But the FLIP approach worked because it focused on immediate visible changes. People saw cleaner air or new jobs right away. Also, they built partnerships with local businesses and health groups. They started small, showed results, and then expanded using the data they collected.
And about verification, did the report show how these results were actually measured? A lot of people want hard proof, not just a success story.
Yes, they did. They used real-time local monitoring. Air sensors showed drops in particulate matter. Economic studies counted new jobs, and health departments shared hospitalization records. Many improvements were seen in less than a year. That's what made the findings so convincing. It wasn't just theory. It was tracked progress.
Can this approach work in smaller towns too, or is it mostly for bigger cities?
That's a good point. The framework is designed to be flexible. Smaller towns used grants for things like school air filtration or building energy upgrades. The key message is to begin with what's free and local. Even a single pilot can create momentum once people see the benefits.
And with big international climate talks often running into gridlock, like it's been 10 years since the Paris Agreement and the US even withdrew at one point, does this local focus actually shift the bigger picture?
It does offer a different path forward. The report makes it clear. Top-down rules can stall, but local action can grow from the ground up. Communities don't have to wait for international agreements. They can act now on health and jobs.
So to sum up, the Flip the Script report shows that local climate work can lead to cleaner air, better health, and new jobs, often without big costs or long waits. The key seems to be quick, visible results and strong local partnerships.
And by sharing these toolkits, other places can apply the same steps. That's the shift. Climate action doesn't have to be distant or costly. It can start right where you live.
Thanks for joining us as we broke down what the Flip the Script report found. and why waiting for climate progress isn't the only option when local action can make a difference now.
Thank you for tuning in. This episode was brought to you by mynews.studio. You can try it for free.